Hello, and welcome to a mini episode of Composed Living with Elsa Elbert. That's me. I love having these little mini episodes to just kind of share with you some stuff that's been on my mind. Sometimes I get my inspiration from listening to other podcasts. Other times it's from something I'm reading or even something I've dreamt about. But today I wanted to talk about the power of subtraction. I know, especially around the start of a new year or really anytime like you find something new on Instagram or there's a new routine or someone suggests something, um, we get really sucked into this idea of adding things to our lives. But there's only so many hours in a day and we have limited energy. And instead of trying to cram even more stuff into our already packed schedules, if it's more gym time or more cooking at home, more, trying to master a new skill, it just, it's like, where do we think all this time and energy is magically going to come from? The more sustainable approach to personal growth, I think, is all about subtraction before addition. Before you level up, you have to let go of the old stuff, those habits and beliefs that are holding you back. I'm not sure if you've heard the expression, you can't grab something new if your hands are still full of the past. So I wanted to share with you 4 areas where you can sort of start decluttering, so to speak, to make room for just more energy, time, and mental space in your life. So first, we can look at your physical energy. There's always something I feel like that we can remove from our daily habits that will actually improve our physical energy. So take a good look at your daily routines. Are there any habits that you're, stuck on that are messing with your physical health? Some of them, might feel like it gives you a quick boost, but in the long run, they could be sucking the life out of you. Maybe you're mindlessly consuming sugar or coffee to get through the work week. For me, it's the classic, turn on the TV right after dinner and pour a glass of wine. It feels chill in the moment, but it actually messes with my sleep and quality time with Chad, because I feel like we just sort of zone out, and then it makes me want to stay up later because I love the show. And then because I'm staying up later, I might want to have another glass of wine. And none of it is doing me any favors. So one way to break these habits is by swapping them for healthier ones. We both actually, Chad and I both have been trying to just cut out alcohol during the week. So we'll make a beautiful mocktail. My favorite right now is San Pellegrino mixed with a splash of, it's like an organic cranberry grape juice. And it's so good. I think both of us are sort of wondering why we ever make cocktails when mocktails taste so good. And there's always tea, especially when the weather turns and it's nice to sip on something warm in the evening, or hot chocolate, whatever your fave is. But just think about what your habit is, if it's actually doing you any favors, or if it's something that you're ready to let go of. If there is a healthier way to replace it, try that. Or you can always start small, like, if you're trying to break the habit of watching TV every night, maybe just cut it out one night a week and see how that goes. Number 2 is your relationships. Is there anything that you can subtract here? Think about the people in your life. Which ones leave you feeling totally drained after spending time with them? It could be a great time to set some boundaries. Maybe you need to cut back on how often you see them or change up the way you interact with them. Sometimes just picking a different place to hang out or choosing a different activity makes all the difference. If you have a friend who always stays too long and you're trying to get more sleep, I think I'm both of those people, try inviting them out for a morning coffee or brunch instead. Skip going out for cocktails and suggest a walk on the beach or at the park. It's amazing the difference in people's vibes when they're in a loud bar versus walking out in nature. I know when I go out with my girlfriends and we end up walking along the beach instead of sitting in a restaurant, we end up connecting on such a deeper level and it feels more meaningful to me. Anyway, if you realize that you simply never feel good after interacting with someone, this could be a good time to just simply stop. I think it's okay to update your relationships as you grow, and we don't always grow together. If you are interested in growing together, The Well-Lived Woman, which is owned by my dear friend Jamie Brooks, they host a friendship group. I think it lasts for something like 7 or 8 weeks, and they get together once a week and they talk about all the struggles we encounter in our relationships with our friends and all the blessings and how to maintain a really healthy, meaningful friendship over the decades. I find this concept to be super fascinating since it's not really something we're ever taught. So if you're looking for a way to repair or grow a friendship, I would say check that out if that sounds like something that interests you. The third area where we could look at what we can subtract from our lives is ourselves. What negative thoughts or distractions are stopping us from being our most amazing selves? We all have those moments when we think, I'm just not good enough, or I'm just not fill in the blank enough. The other night, I was speaking on a panel here in Los Angeles, and I literally couldn't sleep all night afterwards. I was just awake, rehearsing every comment I made in fear that I spoke too much or too loudly, or I was too informal, or I cursed too many times. Sometimes, we just have these negative thought patterns. And for me, I'm ready to let that go. I think it's something I've been working on is like I'm either for people or I'm not, and that's fine. But I don't want to lose any more sleep wondering if somewhere out there, there's someone who didn't like something I did or said. Anyway, I think sometimes we avoid self-reflection because we're scared of facing uncomfortable thoughts. But if we cut out those everyday distractions, like endlessly scrolling on our phones or binging on TV shows, clearing out that mental clutter really gives us the space to connect with ourselves and understand who we are. I find that journaling, therapy, meditation, they're all great ways for me to not just release unwanted thought patterns, but really get clear on what they are in the first place and if they're serving me in some way. And it just helps me get to the root of where they came from, why it's on a loop in my mind, and how I can let go of them. The last place, of course, is your home. Decluttering your home, letting go of anything that's broken or that you no longer love or use, it frees up energy in that physical space to create room for new possibilities. Try going through one small part of your house, a sock drawer, your t-shirt collection, medicine cabinet. It doesn't matter what it is, but just remove anything that you no longer need. I think you'll feel lighter, your space will look better, and more often than not, you'll have the energy and the optimism to tackle another space. I know that once I start cleaning out anything, I don't want to stop until the whole house is done, but not everyone is like me. I understand that. Anyway, I do know that for everyone, once you've removed the unnecessary from your surroundings, you feel lighter for a lot of reasons, but it's definitely a great place to start. I don't think you need to do any of these in any particular order. So if one of them sounds easier and more approachable for you, I would start there. If you are going through your home, then check out our website. We have a bunch of free guides on how to declutter your whole house in 30 days. We have resources for how to sustainably donate or recycle any of your unwanted items and lots more other content. But if that's what you're interested in, make sure you check out composedliving.com and download any of those free resources. I hope this was helpful. Drop me an email or a DM. Let me know what it is that you can subtract from your life and what it is that you'll be making room for when you do. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and thanks for tuning in.